Okay, next we take the sirloin off. I've got it a little bit trimmed here while we were discussing some things, but I got it just about cut off. Get around the bones, and once you get it apart, then it can just be sliced into sirloins. And we'll give you just a couple of minutes, about got it. There we go. Have both sides. And now your sirloin would be right here. Get trimmed first. See, that's what your sirloin's going to look like right there. You can trim this out. Still, there's just extra fat and stuff with it, but time you trim it off, it all turns out real good. Good piece of meat on the grill. It's not quite as good as your tenderloin, but it still works out. There's your top sirloin like you'd get out of a store. And this, I'll take this little extra fat.
On these sirloins,
Yeah.
what's typical thickness? I mean, are you running these as thick as you would a ribeye or a T-bone? Or are you backing off just a tad bit? Or?
Well, it depends on how you want to cook them. I mean, you know, some people will cook them, they cut them a 1/2 inch, sear them on both sides, and that's it. But, you know, if you're going to put them on a grill, slow cook them a little bit. You grill them, you put a nice glaze on them, you know, when you're burning them on it, and then let them simmer to the center, depending on how rare you want it.
Okay.
And the temperatures, you can pull that up on your phone, the temperatures on your different cuts of meat, on how, if you want it rare, medium rare, whatever, you can pull that up, you know, like 135 to 50, 35 to 45 is rare. You get up in 50, 55 is more your medium rare. They've got more ways, yeah. And everybody's got a thermometer anymore.
That's why I was asking, you know, not to knock the sirloin steak, but, you know, to see how, you know, how thick a person ought to go with that. So.
Yeah. Depends on, you know, everybody likes them differently. You know, most of the guys, you know, you don't want to pick one way or the other, but most of the ladies like theirs pink in the middle, but not rare. But I have had a few that really like it. Yeah. So, I mean, everybody's the same but different too, you know. And Tom here would know more about that than anybody, my man, because that's what he does for a living. Before I got him started into cutting meat, he cooks. Let me get one more off.
Good. Go for that. Ooh.
Get one more steak off her. 2, because that's a strip there, the next one. There you go. There's all your sirloin steaks turned out really pretty nice.
Well, as you're trimming that up, Ron, here's a question.
Sure.
A lot of places will see older cows come in, quite like this one.
Yeah.
Do you see a cut that maybe shouldn't be had coming from an older cow that's not quite as tender as what the young steer, heifer,
Well-
fat cattle would be.
All of your cuts are gonna be a little tougher. You know, as they get older, they get tougher. And the sirloin, I mean, they've got a lot of marbling in them, so, whoever, you know,
Yeah,
Did it.
I can see that. It's kind of how the
yeah. And if
person.
you've got the marbling, it's gonna be moist and tender. I don't know, it's just, I've tried all kinds, and, it looks good. I'd have to cut it and try it. Now we're gonna take and work on the sirloin tip, the knuckle that we trimmed out of the round when it was hanging. We trimmed that off of there. And you take this cap off of it. But this one's just a little bit older beef, and that's why it has a little bit yellower fat than the younger ones do. It's more white. So, but that's everybody, there's a lot of kinds of beef out there. This one's a little hard to pull. He doesn't want to pull off. Give me a hook. These gloves. I'm from the older generation. Shut up. And that's when we never knew what gloves were. So now I wear them, and it's a little harder for me to keep them from slipping and sliding. Where Tom here, he works with meat and food all the time that has to be taken care of, so he's always got gloves on. And like I say, I worked 45 years without them. So now you can make roasts out of this, 2 or 3 roasts out of this, or you can make sirloin tip steaks. You can tenderize them. There's several different ways. I'm not sure what he wanted to do with these. Just make roasts mainly, wouldn't you think? Okay.
Yeah.
Did you want roast out of the sirloin tip?
Yeah,
Steaks?
let's make them a good roast if it looks like something.
Well, I give you 2 or 3 good roasts there.
Let's take those.
Okay. There's a little bigger roast there, but it's really nice. Here, take the tip off of it. Cut this in half. There. That's your sirloin tip. 3 nice roasts. We got flank coming up. Next item. Flank steak. A lot of people like flank steak.
Awesome.